Hey guys, I want to talk about Tesla real quick. Forget about specifics, and I want you to correct me if you know exact figures for what I'm about to say. How much money does Tesla have on its balance sheet? Like, how much free cash, or whatever you call it, how much cash does it have in its war chest? I believe it's more than $20 billion. Now imagine, forget about the number of car sales that Tesla has or does, and how much money per car they're making. Forget about the fact that they're the leader in EVs. Forget about a lot of things. If they took $1 billion and they rebought all these cheap used Teslas that are out there available, and they'll get them even cheaper. They'll get the non-FSD version. How many cars could they buy with just $1 billion? They got more than 20 billion. Imagine if they spent $1 billion and picked up every used Tesla without FSD so that they're getting them even cheaper. And then they are Tesla. They could turn on the FSD like it's a software switch. And imagine they turn on a robotaxi fleet of their own. And now, I know a lot of you people are thinking, man, robotaxis aren't going to come out. Well, have you driven on FSD? Have you driven it? Seriously? Ask one of your Tesla buddies. Ask me. Well, my FSD trial is over. Wah, wah, wah. But hey, I can rent it. I mean, I can buy it for a month. Anyway, it's amazing. The rate of learning is insane. And if you don't think that it's going to go live, dude, you're so wrong. It's going to go live. They're going to find a way. They're going to do a slow rollout. They're going to try it at some time or some place where it's safer. They're going to figure out a way to get people from point A to point B driving in those robotaxis until the regulators figure out a way to allow Tesla to do it, but in a safe way. The car might be hyper safety mode, and maybe it'll be slow and annoying for some people. But hey, if the robotaxi was allowed right now, would you be interested in taking a ride in it? Even though you're kind of scared, is it going to crash? But what if it was in a hyper safe mode? Now, the people who ride FSD, they know what I'm talking about. If you know what FSD does, and they said, oh guys, the robotaxi network just went live, you can start doing it. You could be the guinea pigs. You're taking a little risk. But imagine Tesla said, we're doing it in this particular area, and I don't mean geofence like the competition. Tesla has a universal application, but what I'm saying is they do a limited rollout of it to make it a little safer. Maybe you know what FSD can do, but maybe they tone it down and they're like, this is going to be extra safe because it's the first time. And if it sees something in the road that it's not sure of, it's going to slow down because it's not relying on the driver. Humor me. I know it's not available yet. I know it's not safe yet. Go a little bit into the future with me, okay? So they do this rollout of robotaxis. Obviously, people are interested in trying it out. I'm 100% sure people are going to be interested in it. And hey, once it takes off, Tesla, the company, is going to be benefiting from the ride hail and the fees that it can collect, even if those cars are owned by end users like us. But again, imagine how many cars Tesla can have of its own without being sold. And that is going to change this entire world. Imagine if there's a robotaxi network that's live. And these cars are available at the drop of a hat. There's so many. They're like cockroaches outside in the streets. And nobody buys a Tesla or even a regular car anymore because they're like, why do it? Tesla made the Robotaxi hail service so cheap that why should I buy a car, have a loan, the interest, changing the tires, the brakes, if it's a gas powered car, oil changes, all this maintenance? Who cares? Why even buy an electric car at that point and have to worry about charging the car and changing the tires? Even though electric cars are much less maintenance, why even have to worry about that? Why even have to worry about the payments on that electric car? If the Robotaxi network was live, the cost per mile was so cheap that it didn't make sense to own a car anymore, because you can anytime call a Tesla car over to your house. It could be a Model 3, it could be a Model X, and it can take you from point A to point B. If you really need to do that road trip, hell, you don't want to supercharge everywhere, just rent a damn gas car at that point. Who cares? But your day to day, imagine if robotaxis were available and you can save a hell of a lot of money by using a robotaxi service for your day-to-day needs, and you can rent a car whenever you need to. Tesla is going to be printing money. It's going to be insane. And of course, a lot of these thoughts I give credit to Stephen Mark Ryan of Solving the Money Problem. He really opened up my brain. Now, one more thing I want to talk about is when the Robotaxi network goes live. Think about the implications this has on the world. Think about all the parking lots that exist for businesses. What are those parking lots for? They're for cars that are coming to the offices, parking all day long, and the cars are just sitting there until the owners get back in the car at the end of the day and go home. So these cars are just sitting around useless, and they're taking up what could be very valuable business space. So when the Robotaxi network goes live and each car is replacing 5 cars on the road, just rough math, or just a rough thought, it could be more than 5 cars on the road, because it could be picking up people, dropping them off, picking them up, dropping them off, going to the supercharger, the Tesla bot charges the car up, or however they come up with the ways of charging those robotaxis. But these cars are going to be moving from point A to point B to point A to point B. And these cars are going to be supplied by Tesla running its own fleet and end users like me that are like, hell, I don't even need my car anymore. I even use the Robotaxi network. And whenever I can, I'll turn my car onto the Robotaxi network. Yeah, it's going to be in the future, right? Well, when it does go live, everybody's going to be using it because Tesla is going to have the power to charge so little that it's not going to make sense to buy your own car. These huge lots everywhere, parking lots, are going to be used for commercial space. And there's going to be so much ample space available for businesses because they're going to be converting these parking lots to business space that it's going to help consumers like us get lower price for products and services because the rent for those businesses is going to go way down because there's so much space available because all these parking lots got converted into business space. So do you see how that benefits us? So the disruptor in all of this is Tesla. So imagine when Amazon was once thought of as an online bookstore. In case you haven't realized, Amazon is much, much more than a bookstore. It has grocery stores now. It makes money every time you inhale and exhale on every transaction Everybody buys stuff on Amazon all the time. It's insane. Well, what Amazon is it's a consequential company. Imagine how consequential Tesla is. I think you want to board that train. And I'm not saying do it now. I'm saying do it over time. But whatever you get into Tesla for, hold it for the long run. All right, guys, just some thoughts. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And tell me your thoughts. Yeah, comment.